Hello, I'm Peter. I'm going to talk about my art. I'm a visual artist working with scents. As you all mentioned today and saw the installation there, the flower, it's the first scratch and sniff sculpture in the world, and it's 9 meters high. So you have to wrap and scratch the flower, the strawberries, to smell it. You will smell a very intensive smell of strawberry and a very intensive smell of cardamom. You can see a little model at the stand of the Med faculty, a little bit farther, and where I'm also teaching new media as, for the new media classes. The idea to make this work was based on a drawing called Touch and Smell My Finger. My girlfriend knows why. Actually, it was also with scratch and sniff technology, a publication, and I thought it would be nice to make a real sculpture with this idea, just that people can smell this strawberry smell or other kinds of smell. So let's talk about something more concepts about flower IDs. And one flower ID is the idea of alamfleurix. Alamfleurix are flowers that are based on the technology of an alambic. It's a kind of distillation process they use to make essence in the perfume industry. So the idea was to make this flower. During the day, the sun heats the bulb of the flower, and in the evening it cools down in a spiral, and the smells come out of the flower in the evening. So you don't have to kill flowers in the morning. You can sleep very long, and at the evening you just take the smell out of the flower. It's a little factory. With this, for example, this alamfleuric used also pheromones, so people would love also this kind of flower. They start to get addicted to it. There's also some other versions. This is an orange orange alamfleuric. Sorry. I love trees. I'm crazy about trees and nature in general. The pepper tree duplicate balls is a PTTB tree varis. It's a special tree. When you enter the hemisphere, it's very warm inside, and you start to cry. Because the smell is so intensive, the molecules are exploded with a special product, so it tickles in your eyes, and you start to cry. I love that people cry when they see my artwork. So it's a crazy thought. Another work is olfactory tree. It looks like a real tree when you see it, and you think also it's a real tree because there is smell. When you enter the exhibition space, you think, wow, this is great. It's just a tree, 9 meters long, and you can look also inside to see a little version of it, kind of Droste effect, but actually it's totally fake. It's made of epoxy. So it's a kind of trick to let people explore the nature another way. Sick trees, it's the tree seen as a kind of patient. Tree that's lying in a clinic. You have also the smell of disinfective product like Dettol, and it smells very intensive. So you get also kind of a strange feeling with it. And talking about disinfective products, urinoir blocks are also some stuff that's very disinfective. So one day I got the idea to make a sculpture out of it because it sublimates. So by contact with the air and the sun, it disappears. It melts at 55 degrees, and at 62 degrees, it starts to burn, so you have to watch out. So don't try this at home. And 20% of it evaporates. It's made of paradichlorbenzenol, and so it's not so healthy. But once it's in a fixed form, like this tree, for example, you can pee to it. And it was on an exhibition, Sonsbeek 9 in Netherlands. Another work I made with it before was Model for Disappearing Art. Model for Disappearing Art is a statue made of paradichlorbenzenol. So it disappears in 1 month and a half, it totally vanished away. It's in one moment, it looks like a Brancusi or a Giacometti. You have different kinds of steps between. So keep on talking about the opposite of disinfection, then I think about sweat. Last year I did a smell performance with 5 dancers at the dance studio of Jan Fabre. The sweat was taken out from the dancers' their clothes, and the smell was put to the walls from the dance location. To come to a more fresh installation, this is a room, smile room. It's made out of 3,400 toothpaste tubes, but actually it's totally fake. But everyone thinks it's real, but because of the smell, and it looks also real, but actually it's made out of PU components. So it's also kind of trick in one way, but to let people think about the idea of smell. Another work is smoke room. It's the opposite. It smells not so very nice. It's made of 750,000 used cigarette butts. So it's a hell of a job to make that, and you have to smoke really a lot. I'm still healthy, so I'm pleased with that. Talking about some ex-old smell, Centedo 2 is an installation I made next to the highway in Deventer in the Netherlands. And you can not take fuel there, but you can take smell. The smell of grass, or the smell of lavender, or even the smell of bubble gum, of black drop, or the smell of, even for people who don't want to believe that cars are smelling bad, the smell of ex-old you can also smell. And dogs like it too also. So Centedo 2 is really an experience by its own. Besides an artist, I'm also kind of inventor. I invented some products. One is the Olfactiano. It's the first scent piano in the world. You can play concert with it. That's 27 smells, but actually it's based on a smell alphabet I'm creating. And to finish this lecture, I'm going to talk about Soap Car. Soap Car, it's my next project I'm working on. And it's a car, it's 3 meters wide, and it's totally will weigh around 2 tons, 3 tons, I don't know exactly. But I'm still looking for support to realize this work. So I think there are maybe some wealthy people here or big firms who are interested to support these artists to realize this work. They can also always contact me and find me on my internet web address. So I thank you all for listening to my lecture. Thank you.